Sister or
well,
full brother?
Here's probably a full brother right here.
Okay. That batch mark tag?
Yeah. Just went inside, start cooling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we may have one or two more around in here.
One more question on that, if you don't mind. Who produced Black Rain? Do you still have the original
No,
pair?
those birds are all gone now.
They're dead and gone,
yeah,
are they?
9674. They're gone now.
Uh-huh.
And Black Rain's going on its 10th year now.
Oh, is she 10? No
yeah,
kidding.
Yeah, she's
Jeepers.
going on her 10th year, so they're getting up there.
It's an interesting, looks to be a straight ahead. He's a bronze bar grizzle, straight ahead there.
Yeah.
Right there, yeah. Well, how would you describe that bird color-wise?
Yeah, actually, you did about as good a job as I could do.
I'm no pro, I'll tell you. I'm learning all the time.
Yeah, that's actually a bronze bar tortoise.
Tortoise shell, yeah. Tortoise.
Yeah, yeah, more toward the blue, but you do have the bronze bar in there. A little different in coloration.
Huh?
But yeah, you get them in all colors, and coming off the 3 lines that I breed, you get a good variety of colorations. And
you really do.
People ask me, how come you can get so many colorations? Well, I say it's just what you start off with in the beginning, and the 3 different lines intermingled gives you just about anything and everything.
Usually about the 3rd or 4th generation, then they start to throw some unusual colors. Is that right?
Well,
there's no rule of thumb. Probably,
actually,
sure.
I have never found that to be, a hard, fast rule of thumb, although I see some reasoning behind it. What you're doing is, after the 3rd generation, you're probably developing your own line. As you, for instance, would get possibly some Jackanet strain birds, you work with them. Well, every year the birds will be more of the wolf line bird as you develop them and as you work with them, of course, and they'll take on your character.
The way I kind of feel about it is, if I pick the parents through area performance or breeding or just plain old luck. I mean, let's just say I got lucky and picked 2 that I thought would be compatible, and they produced a good percentage of usable stock or kit birds, then I could almost call those my own.
Oh, sure you could.
Almost call, even though I bought the parents from someone else.
Exactly, it doesn't matter.
My matching of
exactly
made them do what they did or don't do what they did.
What I say, and that's a pretty good rule of thumb, I think after the 5th year of working with a particular strain, I think they're your birds.
Right,
and you could say they're your strain now.
Right, yeah.
Because they have taken definitely on your character.
That I agree with, and that's a great way to say it. Because as we all know, everybody's got to start somewhere.
Exactly.
Sometime.
Let's go over in the middle loft. I'd like to show you some...
Excellent, Richard. Let me just get one more
Sure,
quick
you just go ahead and...
panorama here.
Here.
Sure won't waste a lot of your time.
No, that's okay.
This is real special for us. It's a full brother to Black Rain right there. Anybody's interested. Just kind of looking at Mr. Jackanet's birds here. The loft squeakers. Certainly does have a lot of very, very unusual, beautiful colors. A gorgeous cockbird. Seems to be a dark tort. There's a nice, I believe that's a tort also, next to a gorgeous bronze bar tort cock.
Notice how calm they are?
Yeah.
That's an important feature of the strain, by the way.
My birds are relatively calm also. That's one thing I will not tolerate.
That's good.
Is radical acting birds. It's I gotta have temperament too.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what you're naming. It's part of the physical part of the bird, really.
Yeah, I've had a couple wild birds that, frankly, I just tossed them. I didn't like them, and I didn't like how they would pick up or pick out or pick on the young or
but you see,
whatever.
A bird that's fighting like that is not going to be able to control a good roll.
Yeah.
It's just not going to be able to handle it.
I believe it.
And that's why it's important.
I believe that too. Well, not to be redundant, there's an awfully gorgeous bird.
That's
right
Pockets
there.
Right there.
Pockets?
Yeah, I call him Pockets.
Pockets.
Well,
how'd you describe
coloration is because of the split genes in what he had developed from his parents.
Okay.
And beautiful coloration. In fact, I turned down $350 for that bird.
I can believe that. I can believe that.
Yeah, I did.
Rollers are still a bargain, you know that, don't you? You better believe it.
Actually, a bird like that is nice to showcase a loft.
Uh-huh.
Because that kind of coloration doesn't come around very often.
Is there any way to describe that, or?
No, I call it a split gene. It's a black.
Split gene,
it's
black and white.
Broached black on one side, on the other side, and of course you have the hackling of the black and white.
Uh-huh.
Pretty bird. Nice.
Unusual.
White eye.
Yeah.
Or the gravel eye.
Pearl eye.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay. We're going to shift now to Richard's other loft, which is on the, I believe you call it the west side of the structure, west side of this building. Okay, let's just, geez, I'm sorry, it was empty. Okay, there's one last look at pockets behind a lavender, looks like to be a cockbird.
Yeah, he's a cock.
And red grizzle.
One of his features in breeding is he'll breed all white, too.
Woo!
All white cells. And not all of them, but he'll breed several of them that'll come out like that.
Pockets.
Yeah.
That's what you call them?
There's one of his progeny right down there, a little hen, white self hen.
Oh,
See
yeah.
it right down there?
Sure do. This
Real
is a
pretty bird.
white self hen that came out of pockets.
Yeah.
What produced that?
Oh, I had something else back in my, it was a cross actually off my 4140 line and something that went back to Bill Pensum.
Okay. Sounds great. Sounds great. Okay, pockets. Well, we're going to see you again. Oh. Now we're going to slowly ease back out of the eastern side here of Richard Jackinet's breeding loft. Excellent looking birds. That's all I can really say.
And these are birds that are actually breeding size birds, and they're a little bit more costly.
All right.
People look for a certain coloration, a certain type of bird, and this is where I get them from.
Okay.
And they're kept here.
So what you're saying is you've got colored rollers that spin.
Yes, sir. And the most important thing is, of course, they have to have the background.
Oh, yeah.
For
Absolutely.
for the performance.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, the coloration is secondary.
Of course, of course. Well, I didn't want to confuse it. I don't mean to confuse
Sure.
that. But I believe I understand what you mean. Yeah.
Well, and then there are some birds that are already sold here. And
Right. Yes,
awaiting
youngsters
further
or young
shipment.
breeders.
Some of the young birds are already
whatever you
sold.
may have,
Yeah. And
Their stock looks exceptional. They have
there's a lavender laser line. There's some of the progeny right there. You see the same as the parents.
sure do.
Exactly the same. Another one right over there.
Your birds have character, Richard. That's the word I'm looking for.
They're actually
They have
the right
character.
type. They have to have the right type.
Yeah.
And they
do.
can't be too large.
Uh-huh.
They got to be that compact size that I look for.
Right. Well, you have that, and you have beautiful character birds. I believe you have beautiful colored birds,
Thank you.
of course, and they just look right. Like Pensum said, you know, a first-class pigeon looks like one.
Here, I want to
And,
show you.
you have some first-class pigeons. That's all I know.
Excuse me, I want to show you a
Yes,
clay
sir.
tortoise bar. I want to bring them out here for you.
Okay, love to see them.
Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to close this over. Yeah, because
Good.
it could get
Got
out.
it. Okay, there's-
And this is a beautiful marked bird. One of the prettier marked birds I've bred.
How would you describe that officially?
Actually, I call it a clay tortoise bronze bar.
Clay tort brown bar, okay.
And if you want to cut it short, you can say
we don't wanna
blue
cut it.
tortoise bronze, but I like to
You
call
wouldn't
it
call that a
clay.
blue grizzle then?
No, I don't call it
Bronze tort, something.
because of the bronze feature in it.
Okay,
But
you can follow that.
some of the old timers, they have some unusual names. I know out here in the West Coast, their nomenclature for birds is quite a bit condensed, and but yet I think you lose a lot out of a bird when you don't nickname it or call it pretty much what it is, even though it takes a lot more words to do it.
I understand. This is a lavender laser protege, isn't it, right there?
That's him. Yeah.
That is him?
Yeah. No, that's not him, but
Okay.
that's a cockbird off of him.
This is a cock directly out of lavender laser,
Uh-huh.
right there. Who he was just sitting on the breeding bath pan. Get flustered. This is really a treat for me. All I can say is, wowee. You have some gorgeous pigeons. You really do. You really do. You absolutely do. That's all there is to it. You deserve all the credit you get.
And I'll show you another bird off of
Yeah,
Black
please
Rain.
do. I'd love to see it. We'd love to see something that looks like black rain, Richard, if you have it, or
Here's a daughter of Black Rains right
daughter.
here.
A direct. That one there, no.
Yeah, right here.
Stick him back in. This is out of Black Rain herself, right?
Uh-huh.
That one right there?
That one right there. You see the black model.
Sure, right there.
Uh-huh.
That black model right here who just jumped up on the
Pretty
back
tight
there.
bird.
Absolutely fine looking black
Look at that
model.
type on it.
Gorgeous type.
See the way it stands, the intelligence, the look.
I do.
Just
I
enough
do.
featheration.
This particular pigeon is out of black rain herself.
Yep, that's
I
her.
just want everybody to know that this is a direct descendant of black rain. 82 cover APJ. One of the finest rollers we believe it's ever been bred. Okay, if everybody's enjoying this video, we've got a little bit more to go here. We're having just a wonderful time with Mr. Richard Jacquinette.
I'll show you
Patent Drive.
a kid of bird he shipped.
Okay, and they're about how old, Richard? Would you say?
6 to 9 weeks.
6 to 9 weeks.
Yeah.
Look at that little lavender.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
goodness. What do you
look
sell your
right back
kits
in
for? What would a kid of like 20 of these youngsters go
Okay,
for?
well I start off with 8 birds, 200, 10 birds, 250,
I see.
12 birds, 295, 16 birds, 375, full 20 bird kit, 465.
Full 20 bird kit is 465. Okay, fine, finest quality Jacquinette rollers.
And that's what we've got going on here.
And they are just beautiful, Richard. I'm so impressed I can't even stand it, I'm telling you. I would, if I was just starting out again and I had seen what I see right now, I'd be happy to give you 465 for a 20 bird kit. I would. Because we've got lavenders here, we've got black and whites, we've got reds. The lavenders are what's really catching my eye in the models. I'm a model freak.
Yeah.
I'm trying to establish a black and white model line of my own, and I'm coming along. I think I'm making good. I've only been in the hobby now for about, not even really 2 years.
Oh, God.
And I've already, done a lot of photography. I do videos of my own birds, of course. And I haven't visited Ellis yet, but I'm going to go up and see him. And I do our own flies in Florida. I did the big fly up there in South Carolina this summer. The guys from Piedmont Fly and Roller Club and the Foothills Roller Club, James Turner and those guys, Don Simpson, Don Green. So I got to meet a few of the Mid-South guys, and I had a real good time up there. I videotaped that whole flight. 80% of my footage is the NBRC footage on that particular tape. That's my photography. Jim Schneider, of course, he edited the tape and did a lot of the cutting of it and slowing of everything down. Edited it and did the flies and the slow action and the special effects. So me and Jim are going to work together. I'll probably visit Mr. Schneider in Alamogordo. Oh, look at that bird. Right there. I'll probably visit Jim Schneider this May or June. Me and my wife will fly out and have a look at him. Okay, I am just enjoying this immensely. If you wish, I'll send you a copy of this tape. If you want, if not, it doesn't have to be. I just thought you may or may not want it. I will give you a fresh copy, so you'll get the first one made if you want it. And I think you'll enjoy it. Okay, you can see these birds are full of vim and vigor. They're probably ready to want to get out there. If they're 9 weeks old and they haven't been flown, they want to fly. That's why they're flapping so hard there. When you first wean your birds, Richard, what kind of a mixture do you use? Just a straight grain or a mix?
Yeah, I use
pellets
my own
and grain?
grain. I'll show you out here in a minute.
Oh, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it.
And I've used this for over 40 years, and I swear by it.
I would love to know what it is. I use a 50-50 pellets and mix, but I'm always looking for a better way.
I'll show you, exactly what I do.
Okay, I'd like to spend quite a while here, but I think I've captured what I'm trying to capture. You can tell these young birds are just ready to go. They are energized, to say the least. About 8-9 weeks, they haven't been flown, they're ready to go. And these babies look just fit as a fiddle. Okay, we're moving, we're outside, and we're back on the lawn of Q. It's our pleasure.
This
Here's
is a grain
his
that I
feeding
use.
mixture. Okay,
Now,
care to explain it? Don't give us
what
all
I
your
take,
secrets, but
no, this is what I take, and I tell this to anyone that wishes to listen.
okay.
I take a 100-pound bag of regular pigeon feed,
Right.
and this is with a small popcorn, as you can see.
Uh-huh.
Don't ever get anything bigger than that.
Okay.
And I take that 100-pound bag, I'll
No
mix
corn.
50 pounds of Milo
Okay.
and 50 pounds of wheat. Now the
Okay.
wheat could be the yellow as you see here,
All
or
right.
it could be red wheat, doesn't matter. Whichever
right.
is cheapest is fine.
Before I leave, I'm gonna write that down. Would that be okay?
Sure. You take
Great.
your 50-pound Milo, 50-pound wheat, throw it in with 100-pound of regular pigeon feed with a small corn.
Right, with popcorn.
Uh-huh.
Got
And
it.
you've got a pigeon mix that's excellent for flying.
Really gets
What
them
it
going,
does,
huh?
yeah, what it does is it takes your regular pigeon feed, which is about 16 to 18% protein,
8 to 15.
down to about 10 to 11%, which I think is
I've
ideal.
heard that from so many people.
Yeah.
Usually, if you could tell us how much do you give per bird per day, and how long can you get them to fly on that particular
I'll tell
ratio of this particular grain?
I'll tell you, you can't set a
Level.
hard and fast rule, and that's because when you're flying birds, usually you're flying starting off with young birds.
Right,
Young birds require a little more feed.
right, you bet.
After they start initially to develop through the first year, then
Right.
you can cut back quite a bit more.
Right,
But what you got to be careful of is when you feed a bird, feed them I'd say a peas or corn number 303, what I call can, almost full. And if they stay out for 45 minutes and fly, that's good.
right,
If they come down too soon, you know you haven't fed them enough.
right.
And if they stay up too long and go too high, you probably overfed them. And if
Okay.
you can't control them when they come down, you've overfed them.
Right, right.
If that's what I
birds-
go by.
Okay. My birds tend to go up for an hour and a half, 2 hours on a level, that's a level, tablespoon of 50-50. 50% pellets, 50% pigeon, no corn, you know.
Yeah.
So they're getting a 15% mix.
That's a
But,
little high in protein, I would
yeah.
say.
I'm going to write this down. I am personally
Definitely.
looking for a good mix that I can eliminate the pellets with, that I can feed all my birds, you know,
Yeah,
and that I can get them 45 minutes to an hour, that they'll go up, spin, work hard, and come down.
sure.
Even though that sounds ideal, that's what I'm shooting for.
Well, that's what you look for. That's
You
right,
know,
exactly.
That's what we're gonna try to get here.
I
Okay.
think if you try this, I think you'll definitely work with it.
Right. Well, if I find a situation that I can work with and for, then I'll be real happy. But I would
You
love
bet.
to eliminate the
Sure thing.
pellets. Of course, that's what I'm trying to say.
Actually, you know what I would do? I
Yeah,
wouldn't
Richard.
eliminate them all together, the pellets, because if you notice, I had a few pellets in there.
Uh-huh.
What I do is, the birds like a little bit of salt taste, and
Right.
pellets do contain some sodium and salt.
So 5% pellets wouldn't kill them.
Wouldn't kill them, and in fact, it would benefit them.
And do you feed grit to your breeders or to your flyers?
Not to my flyers, a little bit to my breeders because they pick it up in the sand that I change every 2 weeks in the loft.
Right. That's what I
Uh-huh.
do too. I have a sand
Sand base.
sand base. Yeah.
Mhm,
I think
yeah.
sand is a great material.
Excellent, excellent. I go
for
by
this
it.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't think you
deal.
could do better than that.
No, I sure don't think you could either. Well, you have really impressed me, I'll tell you that much. You have got some super looking birds. There's just no
Yeah.
other way to put it.
Wish I
I call it like it is. I don't kind of fool around, but
Appreciate that.
you really have got some dynamite looking birds.
They've done the job over the years.
Oh, I bet they have, yeah.
I'm always working, striving to do better.
Sure, we
and,
all are.
I'll always do that, you know.
You bet.
I haven't reached the zenith, I don't think.
How
Hi,
old?
sweetheart.
Oh, here's Richard's.
Little in-law, a little bit of a little grandchild here, I should
Hi,
say.
sweetie.
My daughter's down for the weekend, and she's
Okay.
got her 2 little children.
It's Richard's
Okay.
granddaughter.
Yeah,
Mr. Jack and its granddaughter.
yeah.
Awfully cute little.
picture.
You were
Yeah,
taking a picture.
we're
He's
taking
taking
a
a
picture
picture
of
of
you.
you. That's little Lindsay Ann.
Lindsay Ann.
Yeah.
Wave to everybody out there, hon.
Say hello.
Hi.
Wave to him.
Yeah, that girl. Boy, you're a sweetie.
Taking a picture.
We're taking your
Yeah.
picture, honey. That's right.
Well,
Sure
that's
are.
great.
Well, okay, that's more than I bargained for.
Well,
Guarantee
it's
you.
nice that you came down and
Oh,
sure
yeah.
enjoyed your visit. And
Well, we
by
sure.
golly, you have to come back again one of these days.
Yeah, we sure love to, Richard. Okay, folks, I'm going to run real quick across the front of Mr. Jackanet's loft again, and then we're going to write down the feeding formula, if he doesn't mind giving it to me.
No, I'm going to get you a piece of paper and I'm going to write it down on my letterhead.
Okay.
I'll print it right out for you.
Thanks, Richard.
Yeah, Lindsay Ann, you got a little horse on your thing.
Dun, 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 dun. Adorable little child, isn't she? Yes, you are. Okay, well, as you can see, it's 9/11, February 9th, 1990. That's Florida time, so it's a little different out here. Right now, it's probably 5:30 LA time. But basically, you've seen it, folks. Stephen R. Wolf at the loft of the one and only Richard Jackanet. Jackanet family of birds. We've got a brief history here, what he's done with all of his birds and everything like that. Man is extremely informed, seems to know exactly what's going on, and I'd say he's a very competent breeder. If I was starting out in rollers again, I wouldn't hesitate to buy birds from this man. That's just how he strikes me. He's a good guy. Okay. We're going to roll a little more footage later on of some different things, but thought you all would enjoy that back there in Florida, and all the guys from my roller club and whoever else might get to see this particular tape. Ellis McDonald. Howdy, Ellis. Can you believe this? We're out here, buddy. We're doing it. We're happening. Next, I hope I get to see Ellis McDonald. We're going to run up to his place one of these days and maybe even run out to see Jim Schneider in Alamogordo, New Mexico. But this has been a real nice little visit with Richard. And we look forward to maybe coming out again sometime to see him and his birds. He's an extremely nice gentleman. Very wonderful to visit with. Okay, well, we're taping, and say thanks a lot, Richard.
You betcha.
We appreciate it. This house, we've got it's Saturday the 23rd. Second annual Southern Performing Roller Classic. We've got guys and gals from all over the country here. This is where we're going to start. I'm going to get in there closer and start filming a few of them. We're here at the S&S Cafeteria. This is the starting point on June 23rd, 1990 for the second annual Performing Southern Roller Classic. Here's what a roller convention looks like. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. This is pretty exciting here. We're all just getting our name tags and meeting a few people and doing all that neat introduction business. But the excitement level is high. There's where everybody's getting their name tags. And we're fixing to have a real good time. This is our, like I say, this is a starting point. From here we're going to go to various fanciers' lofts in the Greenville, Greenwood, Anderson, South Carolina roller clubs. And we've got fellows from all over the country here. We've got, I believe, 3 clubs participating. And we've got guys from New York, Florida, Pennsylvania, Alabama, Ohio, everywhere. It's turned out to be a real nice event. Okay, we'll cut this little business short. and get my name tag, and then we're going to start with some rollers rolling. This is the scene, the S&S parking lot.
Well, we gonna have
Greenville, South Carolina. Southern Performing Roller Classic.
I think they'll have 30 birds.
Organizers right there. James Turner. Done a hell of a lot.
Let's look at some birds up.
Not only for the hobby, but for this particular fly.
We'll see
He's one
later.
of the cornerstone men. There he is. Hi, James.
Morning.
Morning. Okay, we're rolling along here.
Don't have a name tag, we're not even going to speak to you today.
As you can see, we're quite organized.